Is this Sam Pittman's last ride at Arkansas? I believe Arkansas fans split on this, but I've always believed in Sam, and I got more reason to do that now. What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching Adapt and Respond, thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year round. If that is something you're into, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like this video, and answer the question in the comments below. Do you think 2025 will be Sam Pittman's last as head coach at Arkansas? There's been this growing thought among Arkansas fans who have come not to expect much from their football program. And I think that I understand it, but I also have reason for you to be hopeful about 2025. Also want to take this opportunity to remind you that we have an audio podcast on Apple and Spotify. And if you're kind enough to leave us a 5-star review, I am going to put these stickers in the mail to you this weekend. I'm doing it so that people don't have to continue to wait on getting their stickers and their thank you note from me. All you got to do is fill out the form in the description below on any of the YouTube segments that we upload from A&R. Sam Pittman has become a divisive figure in Arkansas, and I think I understand why, but when you hear Sam speak, I feel like we have an old school SEC football coach like you read about. I look at Sam and I think about Steve Spurrier. I think about Phil Fulmer. I think about Nick Saban at LSU. I think about Gene Stallings. I really do. I go all the way back, Sly Crewman them, to being a kid, a teenager, and wondering what this league was all about and why everybody was from the South and what was so good about SEC football, because SEC football was not that great when I was a child. It only got to be great when I got to college and I took a rooting interest, like for real, as opposed to casually being a college football fan. When I decided to give my life to this as a vocation, occupation, 18, you know what time it is. SEC is running things. And that is how Sam started his conversation. He said something I think is obvious, but we don't say it enough. There's no such thing as easy in the SEC. You always got easy with a modifier, easier, right? But you never get easiest, except to say easiest in the SEC. And you never get just blanket easy. And when you look at their schedule, nothing about their schedule is easy. Their home opponents are tough, and they're tough. Their road games are tough. Save Alabama A&M and maybe Arkansas State. Everybody else they play can beat them, but also everybody that they play they can beat. And I know that's difficult to hear as an Arkansas fan, but when you look at last year, two things pop out, right? One is you beat a number 4 ranked Tennessee, and you beat them at your house. Second is you finish 7-6. You got to find some way to get closer to beating that top 10, top 5 team week in and week out, unless dropping games that you probably shouldn't, like to Oklahoma State last year. You beat Oklahoma State, you beat A&M. We're talking about a 9-win team again. And it was really that close. And now that A&M game is coming to you, and that hadn't been true for a long time, I think that's going to have something to do with it. I believe that Razorback fans give that team an edge in a way that most people believe they get a home field advantage. I know that Arkansas gets one because everybody's pulling in the same direction in that state. Like, I think Sam was being polite at SEC Media Days when he called playing Arkansas State something like a rivalry. Well, they ain't played, and there's a reason for that. There's one program in the state of Arkansas. We let that other program in Jonesboro kind of do what it needs to do to get around. But everybody understands, the Wonder Boys at Arkansas Tech, they know who's in charge. Central Arkansas, they know who's in charge. You go to Conway, you go to Russellville, you go to Van Buren, you go to Fort Smith, you go to, I mentioned Jonesboro, go to Little Rock, hell. Little Rock's a big town, though. You'll understand what time it is. People call the Hogs down there. And if it sounds like I know from Arkansas, it's because I know from Arkansas. Also know from Sam, who's from my neck of the woods. Man, went to Locust Grove in Oklahoma. Played outstanding football at Pitt State in Kansas. Some of y'all ain't never heard of no Pittsburgh Gorillas. I'm trying to tell y'all, boys play a little football, and you got to want it to play in Pittsburgh, Kansas. You got to want it to play in Independence, Kansas. You got to love football. Play Salina, Kansas. They don't make those kind of players that go to these places to play ball that don't like it. Like I remember going up to Pitt, and there it was nothing there but a strip mall and a Chili's. McDonald's. That's it. It's all. You got to want it down there. You want to get anything, you got to go Coffeyville. And even then, you still got to get to Tulsa, or OKC or something like it. I think that what you have, though, is also underrated in that he's got a quarterback that can play. He's got a guy that could be a 3,000, 1,000 guy this year if he's healthy. Like, one of the things that I think Sam made a point of saying is, look, he fell 40 yards short of the total offense record in a single season by a player, and he was hurt the last 8 games of the season. He even had to come out of that Tennessee game where he probably could have get the 40 yards there, and Malachi Singleton doesn't have to take over. I'm also thinking about the kind of guys that he reminds me of playing Arkansas. It's easy to go to Matt Jones, right? It's also easy to go to Ryan Mallett. You put them together, you can get Taylor Green. And with Bobby Petrino in year 2, I can see the thing exploding. Now, I understand Ismail Cisse is out. I get that. I understand. You lost a lot at the wide receiver positions, but you're bigger, you're stronger, you're faster. Xavier Story's back on defense. I really love him at linebacker. I think that if you get the run game going, it's going to be okay. I also think that Bobby Petrino in year 2 is good. He's comfortable. Sam's comfortable with him. And not unlike Brent Venables at Oklahoma, he's betting on that guy, right? The way that Brent's betting on Ben Arbuckle, right? You need that guy to come through with you and be in sync with your quarterback that is, I think, as talented as Lenore Sellers. I don't quite understand why we're more enthusiastic. Well, I guess we do. Lenore Sellers is a bigger, thicker man, right? Taylor Green is a taller, skinnier man. Okay, cool. I get that. But if you're looking at an athlete, they're 1-to-1 for me, right? That both of those guys can absolutely spin it. Both of those guys can absolutely play. And again, the difference between South Carolina and Arkansas last year is 2 wins. 2 wins, right? South Carolina gets to beat up on Oklahoma. That's one of them. And then you're able to come back and beat Missouri. That's another. Arkansas wins a couple more of those games this year. We're saying good things about that program. They get Notre Dame coming to them. That is a very unique opportunity, all right? Like, you get to see Notre Dame at your house and probably knock off a top 10 team if things just roll your way and go. Remember, this team's national title runner-up. They lost to directional Illinois at home. They're gettable, especially with C.J. Carr going into year 1. You can get that program. You can get A&M, right? You keep going down the line. You Texas. Maybe you make that into a fist fight. And I think the more games that they can make into a fist fight and the less games they got to win by shooting out, the better off that Arkansas football is going to be in 2025. And more than anything else, and I understand this is the part of it where people have an opinion to pick a fight with. Sam doesn't come in here yelling that I got a great football team unless he got a great football team. And he's been trying to tell anybody that would listen, not unlike Shane Beamer last year, I got a good football team. I got a big football team. I got a strong football team. I got a veteran football team. I got all 3 of my coordinators back. This has got to be a good year, and I think everybody feels that from Hunter Yurachek on down. A lot of people have been defending Sam Pittman, and a lot of people have not been wanting to see that defense. I don't think that you're going to get somebody that wants that job more than he wants that job. And that's not a reason to keep him in it, but it does matter. It does matter. When you can see passion and drive from someone, they're doing things that you just don't see them do, or somebody else might be better at but won't take as much pride in, won't actually follow it all the way through. And again, he's as old school as they come in a great way. When I think about SEC football, I don't think about Oklahoma or Texas. I don't even think about Alabama or Georgia. I think about Sam Pittman, offensive line at Georgia. An offensive line that nobody wanted any truck with, lest you lose that trade. I think about a man who will recruit you like he's one of your own. And I think about a man who stands with his kids even when it's difficult to stand with them, even when it's going to put him out. And I think about a man who has a lease on life that I think the rest of us would have if we were millionaires several times over like him. He would say, look, I'm good. For the rest of my life, me and mine, we're okay. All I got to worry about is coaching ball. And I think that is what I want from my head coach. I want a head coach that ain't thinking about the money or money he's got to pay out. I want a head coach that goes, I hit the lottery. I make millions of dollars to coach football. All I got to do is put away $800,000 of that million every year. We're good. What do I need with the rest of this? Honestly, I'm good. Go give it all to your program. Go give it all to the Razorbacks. And he's doing that. And I think you're going to see that bear out. I don't think they're going to be playing for a national championship. But when you got the schedule they got, 9 that went bowling, 3 that played in the playoff, it's probably 6 top 25 teams. You do have a unique opportunity. You do have a chance to go shock the world. And damn it, that's all I ask. Give me a shot. Put me on the field and let me go play. You're going to get that, Arkansas. See what you do with it.